Babysitting Rule. Don't mention the man in the basement. Part 2. Hey guys, I know you told me not to go back. I know you said trust my gut. My gut screamed at me to forget about that house and that family. But my head told me I was overreacting. That this was good and easy money. And I'd be a fool to let a few knocks and uneasy feelings send me running away. So I went back. I told you I'd update you if anything happened. I wish I could say nothing did. Driving there Friday night, my stomach was in knots. I kept telling myself that last week was just my imagination, that old houses creak, kids make things up, pipes bang. But as soon as I pulled up to that big Victorian house, the dread came back like a wave. Margaret greeted me with the same polite but distant smile. David didn't say much. They went over the same 3 rules again, speaking them aloud while sliding the written version across the counter like a contract. 1. Basement door stays locked. 2. Jamie in bed by 9. 3. Ignore the man in the basement. Even though I nodded, my stomach tightened. There was something in their eyes last week, and again today, that told me there was more that I should know, that they weren't saying. Again, they rushed out the door without a goodbye. Jamie was waiting in the living room. He didn't smile when he saw me. He looked tired, nervous, that same bracing for impact vibe. I tried to coax him into a conversation with silly jokes, but nothing landed. He's such a serious little boy, more serious than a little boy should be. I wonder what happened to make him that way. I asked him questions, tried to get to know more about him. He gave me these short, distracted answers while sneaking glances down the hall where the basement door sat heavy and dark at the end. We did normal things, snacks, board games, a movie, but around 8:15, he started pacing. Not like a hyper kid, like someone waiting for a countdown to finish. "Jamie," I said, crouching to his level. "Everything's okay. Nothing's down there." I didn't even know whether I was lying to him or not, but I wanted to comfort him. He whispered back, voice trembling, "Don't make him mad." By 8:30, the air in the house felt heavier, almost oppressive. I brought Jamie upstairs to bed. He grabbed my wrist again as I tucked him in. His hand was freezing. "Please," he whispered, "don't leave me. They all leave." The way he said it broke my heart. He was such a sweet little boy, truly terrified of something beyond his or my comprehension. How many babysitters had left? How many times had he felt abandoned? It's not like his parents were even there for him. They couldn't be less caring or present. "I'm not leaving, sweetie," I whispered. "I promise." His little hands clutched mine as he gently fell asleep. It was like he was too scared to let go. I promised myself then that I wouldn't be another babysitter that just leaves. He needs someone caring in his life, and I'm determined to be that person. I almost felt guilty prying his hands away from mine once I knew he was asleep. I went back downstairs and sat on the couch. The fire was almost dead, the embers glowing faintly. Shadows stretched long and thin across the floor. My phone's screen lit up my face, but I wasn't even scrolling. I was listening. That's when it happened again. A knock, slow, deliberate, 3 times. I froze. My whole body went cold. It was the same sound as last week, but louder. I stared at the hallway. The basement door looked darker than it had any right to look, like the shadows around it were thicker than the rest of the house. "Hello?" I called out nervously. Silence. "Is someone there?" I called out again, my heart racing. More silence. Something in me snapped. I know they told me not to, but I needed to confirm that it was nothing. I needed to see for myself that I was being crazy and dramatic. I wanted to just open the door, see nothing was there, sigh, and roll my eyes at myself. Or maybe confirm it was something. Maybe there was a real man there, a family member or tenant that lives in the basement. I could ask him to stop scaring Jamie. I don't know. I just knew I had to do something. I stood up, the blanket sliding off me. My hands were shaking, but I forced myself to walk down the hall, each floorboard creaking under my feet. The closer I got, the colder the air felt, like stepping into a refrigerator. I reached the door. My hand hovered over the knob. It felt wrong. The knob wasn't just cold, it was freezing, like metal left out in winter. I swallowed hard and slowly turned it. The lock clicked. Just a fraction. The door creaked open a tiny bit, wide enough to see nothing, or maybe something, in the blackness beyond. My heart slammed in my chest. The fear consumed me. Every instinct screamed to turn and run. As much as I wanted to lean in, to confirm that it was nothing, the chill that shot through me was too powerful. The sense of dread was suffocating, urging me to immediately shut the door back the fraction I had opened it. I closed it. Hard. The latch caught again. My hands were shaking. My breath came in shallow gasps. I wish I could explain the negative energy that consumed me when I opened the door, but no words can convey how powerful it was. Creepy, scary, terrifying are all too simple. I stood there, looking at the door, my heart racing. And then, because my curiosity was stronger than my sense, I pressed my ear to the door. At first, silence. Then, faintly, so faint I thought I was imagining it, a voice, a man's voice, whispering. The words were muffled, but the tone was unmistakable, coaxing, almost friendly. I strained to hear his words, but I couldn't make them out. The voice sounded like he was right there on the other side of the door, while also being a million miles away. My chest tightened. I pressed my ear harder against the door, trying to understand what I was hearing. I held my breath as I made out 3 words being spoken from the other side of the door. Then, a bang on the door pushed me back. It was loud, louder than before, and I grabbed my ear from the deafening reverb. As I jerked back, the voice stopped. The air seemed to suck back into the hallway like a vacuum. I didn't run, but I walked back to the couch fast enough to almost trip. I sat there, shaking, staring at the hallway in terrified anticipation of more knocks or more voices, but nothing came. David and Margaret arrived home at exactly midnight. They found me sitting there, pale and silent. Margaret didn't ask what was wrong. David didn't look at me. It was clear I was scared. It was clear something had happened. But it was also clear that they wanted to pretend everything was fine. I wanted to tell them. I wanted to ask questions. I wanted to demand answers. But I also didn't want them finding out that I had broken the rule. No going near the basement door. I was torn. They handed me my payment and opened the door to show me out. But the silence between us was too heavy to be casual. There was an unspoken knowledge between all of us. They knew something had happened, and I knew they knew. Maybe they've had this conversation too many times before. How many babysitters haven't come back? Maybe they think if they don't mention it, I won't mention it, and we can all pretend everything is normal. So I left without a word. Now, I can't stop thinking about that voice. I know I heard it. I wasn't imagining it. And worst of all, those 3 words, I swear I heard them. Faintly, but clear enough to freeze my blood. You freed me.